A blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone family. Welcome back to another video. Thank you all for checking this one out. So I am here to talk some cricket. Yes, man, cricket, lovely cricket. Anyways, former West Indies captain Viv Richards, he recently did an interview and he spoke about how the players are performing in the World Cup. He identified a couple of players, but Virat Kohli was singled out for some high praises. We're going to talk about that. Plus, we're also going to take a look at the Super 50. We know the final is now set for, I think it's Saturday. The Leeward Islands Hurricanes will be going up against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. But we're going to talk about the tournament in general and some of the performances that we have seen. So just give a listening ear. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, right? And a way to support the channel is to just show some love by commenting, liking, and follow the things in. All right, so Viv Richards, one of the best to have played the game. Some people say he's the greatest batsman they have seen, right? He was speaking. I am actually taking this article here from the Sportsbank's website. So he was speaking and he was sharing his thoughts on the World Cup, especially the batsmen. So I'm going to be reading a couple of quotations and then I'll give my commentary. So he's saying, and I quote, there have been a whole host of talented individuals on show, but to top them all, you cannot look past Virat Kohli, end quote. Right? And I can understand why he would say that. We know Viv is a big fan of Virat Kohli, but that is not the reason right now. Virat has been in good form throughout the tournament. He has a couple of centuries. He recently equaled with Sachin Tendulkar, right? So, and he has brought his team across the line a couple of times chasing. They call him the king of chase. Right, the king of chasing, that is what they call him, especially in ODIs. The king of chase is what they call him. So, Viv is saying you cannot look past Virat Kohli, even though there are a lot of players that would have performed well. So he went on to say, and I quote, I am a huge fan of Virat. I have been for a long time, and he continues to show why he has to go down as one of the greats, right? That is what Viv is saying. So Viv is saying that Virat is right up there with the likes of Sachin, right? That is what he's saying. Now, he went on to say that, and I quote, Virat would have had some tough times prior to the World Cup, and some folks were even brave enough to call for him to be dropped. Right, so that is what he's saying. Some people were brave enough to call for somebody like a Virat Kohli to be dropped. Right, but so far in the World Cup, he has inspired his team. He's no longer the captain, but he's leading from the front with the bat. It's their World Cup at home. So you can imagine, he's pulling out all of what he has in reserve to try and win it on home soil. So you can understand what he's saying there. Viv is also saying that credit must be given to the backroom staff and everyone who would have backed him. He's saying that so much was said about his form, but he is back on top of his game, and that is very good to see. Right? He's saying that Virat is a go-getter, and that is the type of mentality that set him apart from a lot of other cricketers. So, my take on that, my people, is there is not much to be said about Virat Kohli. And when you have somebody like a Viv Richards giving those sort of props, you can't really go and say otherwise. It is well said. He has been good throughout the tournament so far. So I just wanted to share what Viv had to say about Virat Kohli. Not very often we get our former legends coming out and sharing their opinions on current happenings, especially players overseas. So I just wanted to talk about that. All right, so let us get straight into some Super 50. Now, the Leeward Islands and the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force will be taking on each other in the final. And that final is set for the 11th of this month here in November. And I must say that the tournament has been really interesting. I am happy that the West Indies Academy for sure was able to get some experience. You know, they didn't perform as well as we would have wanted, but at least they were able to get some experience under their belt. Now, talking about the tournament in general, I am looking and I am wondering if there is anything that we have learned that we can apply where West Indies cricket is concerned that will be help us to move further, right? Based on what I am seeing, players, some of the players that you would hope that would have dominated, it's the same sort of playing style, hitting and missing. Players that you are thinking should be settled in West Indies team now. Players that you were hoping would have used the Super 50 to really solidify themselves in the West Indies squad as we look to take on England in December. They were still doing the same thing, hitting and missing. Right, same thing with us with some of the bowlers, you know. Players popping up here and there, popping up every now and again. Give you a 20 here, give you a 30 there, and then a couple of one figure score, a couple 5, 6 and them thing there. You understand? So we spent some time the other day on a live, I think it was on a live show, talking about this point system that they decided to implement, this bonus point system. And I know that they are doing it to try and get people to perform certain roles that they think, you know, is lacking in West Indies cricket. But personally, I don't think it has really helped much. You know, in the beginning of the tournament, we would have seen where teams would have gone out hard to try and get these bonus points, and they still don't end up with the team anywhere. You understand? So the issues are still there. I mean, credit must go to the technical director and to the director of West Indies cricket, to, you know, for coming up with an idea, something that we haven't seen before like that. You know, but I don't know my viewers and subscribers, while watching the tournament, it is the same thing that I am seeing, basically the same thing that I have always seen. Teams getting bundled out for under 200. Teams getting bowled out, chasing when they have a whole lot of deliveries that they can work with, you know. So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, you know. It's a mindset. It's also just plain and straight. Some of the players, they are just at that level where that is how they play their cricket. You know, a lot of West Indies fans are tuned into the Super 50 because, you know, we know we have England coming up and we wanted to see what the players are going to be offering, but it hasn't been very impressive, you know, to be honest. It hasn't been very impressive. We have seen a couple of guys put their hands up, you know, get some centuries, a couple of people being really competitive with the ball, you know, guys like Moti and these guys, you know, out there doing their thing. But let us see, my people. The final, as I said, hopefully we can get a final that will help us to forget some of the happenings of this year's staging of the Super 50. But that is pretty much it for this one, my peeps. I'm gonna leave it right here for now. Big up on yourself.